Hi Gemini, welcome to your routine room scope with me. My name is Amanda. Do want to remind you to check out the video for your rising sign as well. That can clarify some things in this very general sun sign reading, or give you some more information about other areas or issues that you'll be dealing with in this. Of course, if you want a reading specifically for you, the only way to do that is to schedule a consultation with me so that I can connect with your energy and your spirit guides and let you know what is coming up specifically for you rather than for you and every other Gemini or Gemini rising. So if you would like to do that, just drop me a line at the email address in this video or below this video. It's runescopes4u@gmail.com. That's the number 4 and the letter U. And we can get that set up. Like I said, I do those on Skype. It's $5 for a 3-minute session. But let's get our runes out for us, Gemini. Let's see what this has in store. Also want to mention I am going to be offering another online rune class. This session will run 24th through 2nd. So if you want to sign up for that, it's $1 for the full 6-week course. And the deadline to sign up and submit your payment will be noon on Thursday, August 20th. So if you want to do that, get in touch with me at that same email address, and we will get you signed up and added to the class roster. The runes can be a very good introduction to divination if you've always been interested in this, or if you want to read for others, or if you just want a way to get some extra guidance for yourself when you need it. They're a little bit easier just in the sense because there are fewer of them than, say, the tarot cards. There's 8 tarot cards and only 5 rooms. So it's a nice introduction, but it can give you a way to, like I said, get some help whenever you need it and not kind of be overwhelmed by all the different interpretations. The runes are generally pretty specific in their advice, as you've probably found in readings. Or hopefully you found in readings. But first, let's see what they want to say. Well, there's something you're trying to shift and change in this, Gemini. You are trying to affect change rather than just waiting for it to come to you. So for some of you, you could be moving. You could be looking for a new job. But whatever this is, there's a sense of victory with this. So, I mean, this could have started in July. Maybe you found out, you're getting your dream home. Your bid was accepted, and you're going to be moving in a store. You got a new job, so you're getting ready to go and to start a new job or start a business. Maybe you have left working for the man behind, and you are going to go out on your own and capitalize on one of your own ideas. There'll also be a bit of a break for you. Some of you will be taking some time out, going on a vacation, or just taking some downtime, sometimes to relax, maybe between jobs or before a move, or maybe you moved in July and now you're going to take a break in August. So yeah, some of you will be taking a break. Now, for some of you, this shift or change could actually be a huge forward momentum in a situation that's been stalled, because with Esau, this talks about sometimes it's a divorce, but it's a severance of ties. It could be somebody you haven't heard from, and then you suddenly get communication from them. And for you, I feel like it will be positive. It will be a victory. So this is something maybe you've been waiting to hear. Maybe there's been a delay in hearing back about a job, about this house, or hearing from someone. It's been a while since you spoke to them, and maybe it didn't end well. And it's been a while since you talked to them, and suddenly there's a huge shift or change with this, because Rido is all about forward momentum, not memento. A forward memento. Take that as you will. It may resonate with some of you. I don't know. That may have been a message, but absolutely moving forward with gusto. And it's going to be quite a change because whatever this was, it does seem like it was quite, like I said, at a standstill or definitely stalled out, but now it's moving forward with a vengeance. And you're happy about this, Gemini, whatever it is. So I feel like you were waiting to hear about this, or you've been, you kind of needed this information before you could move forward. So good news. For those of you who are, dealing with estate issues, a will, family, domestic situations, if there has been some frustration around that, if you felt like, maybe you couldn't find the right contractor, the right person to help you with a project around the home. Or maybe for some of you, this is that new home you're moving into. You're going to get someone to help you in it. So you're going to find the right person for the job. You're going to find just the right fit, or the person that can help you. For those of you that this is just talking about like a family dispute or a family argument, I feel like you're going to be expressing your hurt to someone, Gemini, or vice versa. Because again, these energies can work both ways, because there are some people watching this. But so yeah, if there's been a dispute or a lot of people kind of fighting over a will or an estate, or any kind of domestic family disagreements, I feel like, Gemini, you're going to let someone know, this is, you hurt me, and I never expected you to do that, or I never expected you to act and behave in this way towards me, or treat me in this way. And Gemini, some people be saying this to you, and the thing about it is, even if sometimes we don't feel, people take offense to things that we don't understand, because our perspective is different, or we come from a different background, or we just maybe that's just the way our dynamic is with our group or our tribe, and they come from a different place and they don't understand our sense of humor, or maybe we said something that was meant to be funny, but they didn't take it that way. So I mean, a lot of different things can happen with the way people perceive what we say. But even if, it was a misunderstanding, somebody took something the wrong way, Gemini, that you said, if their feelings are hurt, go ahead and offer an apology, because that wasn't your intention anyway. I mean, I feel like, for most of you, unless you're one of those nasty, evil Geminis, but I'm sure if you were, you probably wouldn't be watching this, because you don't want any advice and you're not going to change. I'm going to better myself. I'm just kidding. But really, the bad of all signs don't tend to be looking for spiritual enlightenment too much. But Gemini, yeah, I do feel like, even if you don't understand, you can definitely explain, hey, I didn't mean it that way. I'm sorry that that's what you thought I meant, because I certainly didn't. But I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, even though you didn't mean it that way. But maybe some things were said to you too. Maybe apologies are needed all around. So if you were hurt too, Gemini, speak up and say so. Because sometimes you can be, making yourself vulnerable in that way and saying to someone, hey, when you said that hurt feelings, you can be very guarded. You don't want to show your vulnerable side. But I feel like in order to move forward from whatever this is, you can get this victory if you do just, open up and say, tell someone, this was unexpected. I felt like this was a betrayal. I felt stabbed in the back. However you felt with this situation, get it out there. Get it out there, because you can't deal with it or make it right until it's out there and said. And so use your gift of communication, and just be aware of what you're saying. If it starts getting heated or starts turning ugly again, just rein it back in. Rein it back in with your I feel statements. That's what they always say, right? Start all statements with I feel. And it's actually good advice, because if you're saying I feel rather than stating it as a fact, it just comes off a lot more reasonable. But the help that's going to be available to you in this is that with the Wheel of Fortune and Wunyo next to each other here, things are looking pretty good, Gemini, for, things are starting, again, we're talking a lot about momentum and that wheel finally going up. Your fortunes are starting to change and you're happy about the changes that are happening. And, this is the rune of joy. So, I mean, something that is changing is making you very, very happy and fulfilled, and excited. And just like, oh, finally I can do this, or finally I can make these plans, or anything that's been put on hold or that's been kind of a murky area is now kind of clearing up and best for you. And I'm happy to report that. Some of you are going to be indeed either going on job interviews. Some of you be deciding to go back to school, and it starts in this. That is often a going back to school time if you are enrolling in college, if you're of that age, or even not. Maybe you're going back later. Maybe you're taking a certification course, or maybe it's a spiritual class, like the rune class. It's just something that you are interested in and you want to check out. And this is a great time for that. But yeah, those of you going on job interviews, or those of you starting your own venture, that will go very well. So if you've been looking to make this change and it didn't start for you in July, you can start it in August. Because I feel like with the Two of Pentacles, there may be a couple of different job opportunities that you're really interested in, and you'll interview well for both of them. The only trouble is you have to then make a decision between the two. But and some of you may be juggling two different sources of income. So it could be that, yes, you're still working your day job, but you're also, what's moving forward here is your own little business venture, or your own, you're going to try to do both until you can fully devote your time to this business venture. Two of Pentacles can also just talk about somebody who's working a day job or running their own business, but also going to school. So it's a lot, but I mean, the Two of Pentacles in the upright indicates that you will be able to balance all of it. You'll be able to balance home, family, work, and school if that's what you want to do. Whatever this is that you're starting at, you're very determined about it, Gemini, and it's something you've been wanting to do for quite some time. Maybe it is school and you've had to put it off for a long time. But yeah, this is the rune of academics, but also interviews, internet, anything to do with communication. So some of you will be starting, doing a startup on the web as far as getting the word out, doing your marketing, social media, that sort of thing. That play a big role. And it's actually, we got a lot of communication runes on the table here. So definitely there could be a lot to do with the internet, communicating over the wires, text messages, emails, a lot of that going on, all in the effort of bringing you more financial security, or getting enrolled in school, or applying to different positions that you're really interested in. So this is the start of a harvest time for you, which is early. I mean, normally we look at autumn time as the harvest. So you're starting early, Gemini, and your benefits are going to start coming back to you. That's the start of your harvest time. And these things that have been, what's happened is they're showing me that things were coming to you and then they got held up here because either you weren't quite ready or someone else wasn't quite ready, or you had another lesson to learn or someone else did, and now things are starting to come back around. It's like they were all of your benefits and rewards were kind of held up in this little cloud, and now I guess they're starting to come back to you. They're starting to come back to you. Any goals that you set in this, they're good targets. Like, you can achieve these. Maybe some obstacles, there always are, or there'll be some little hiccups, but if you really want to do something and you set your sights on it, you will accomplish it. Now, for some of you, we've got Yara on the table. This can be talking about, again, going back to this estate issue. This talks about legalities. And, there may be some more time around this before it's completely taken care of, or before you see maybe what you're supposed to get from a will or estate, or, a settlement or any kind of legal case. But you'll probably get news in this, or you'll have a better idea of how much longer this is going to go on. Now, Yara is also the rune of balance and karma and things, things coming back around. Wheel of Fortune also talks about karma. So a lot of communication and karma. Yes, they be linked in some things, karmic communication, karmic relationships being worked out through open, honest communication. Now, what can't be changed is that some of you have laid out a lot of money for this victory. So if you are purchasing a home, it could be that you ended up paying more than you thought you were going to. Or maybe this work that needs done on a home or around some repairs to property or anything like that, you end up costing a little bit more than you wanted, but it's going to be worth it in the long run. And you'll quickly recoup this because, again, most of you are going to have two streams of income, or you're going to be getting a higher paying job. And now another way this can work is some of you may feel like all of the jobs you want are just, they're not willing to pay you enough, or they're not willing to, and I mean, that's really the case with a lot of jobs. They expect a ton of work, have really high expectations. I mean, the list of your duty be very, very long, or the list of the duties of a job position, but then the pay is like, and you're like, really? Get out those negotiating skills, because you could get a victory, Gemini. Or you will wait for the one that will, pay you what you're worth, because And some of you decide, Gemini, though, that taking the pay cut, even though it's not going to make you super happy, it's not your wish or your dream or anything. Some of you take a pay cut to get out of a negative environment. And, sometimes that's worth it. We spend so much of our time at work. So if you don't enjoy what you're doing, sometimes it's just worth it to take a little bit less money to be happier. And I think you'll be happy with this decision, Gemini, because you're either going to recoup this money or, you're going to be so much happier. It's really not going to matter in the long run. So definitely a new beginning when it comes to, for most of you, finances, but for some of you, it could be regarding a family situation, a legal case, or an estate, or a new home, moving house. So any delays or anything around moving or around real estate, I do believe by the end of you'll either have a clear idea of how much longer it's going to take, or you'll have a date. So those things will start clearing up by the end of August. So now you do have the Three of Swords in reverse over here. So I feel like anybody that has kind of either betrayed you or that you feel, again, going back to these issues we were talking about, someone who's hurt you, you'll be moving past that with this in the reverse. You'll be able to talk it out. And I don't think it won't be fully dissipated or dealt with, but there'll be a start. It'll be a start. When it comes to matters of the heart, whatever is talked about or brought up in this is on its way to getting better. And for some of you, it involved 3 people. There'll be 3 people involved in this. And, and this may be that situation for some of you that's been stagnant and it's been this way for a while, and it's time to get that cleared up. So that is what I see for Gemini. Really, all in all, good news. You're going to be liberating yourself in some way, and definitely a situation that's been a kind of nagging on you, or just not the way you would want it to be, is now moving towards a solution. So good luck with that, and I'll see you back here in December.